It is 1:30, Universal Time. I'm Jim Tedder in Washington. Iraqi officials say gunmen in police clothes have kidnapped 50 workers from travel agencies in Baghdad. The gunmen seized people along a street that houses companies offering transportation to Syria and Jordan. At least 2 Syrians were among those kidnapped. Iraq's Interior Ministry denied any involvement in the incident and said it is investigating. Also in Baghdad, gunmen killed a member of the Badr Brigade military group. Police also found the bodies of 4 men in the Tigris River south of the capital. The European Union foreign policy chief has arrived in Iran to offer a proposal about Iran's nuclear program. Javier Solana is expected to present the proposal on Tuesday to Iran's top nuclear negotiator, Ali Larijani. Reports say he will also meet with Iranian Foreign Minister Manouchehr Mottaki. The permanent members of the United Nations Security Council and Germany designed the proposal. It is believed to offer economic and technology help to Iran if it limits its nuclear activities. The proposal also reportedly includes the threat of UN restrictions if Iran refuses to cooperate. Iranian leaders have said they will study the proposal, but have no plans to suspend uranium enrichment. Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas says he is planning to announce a vote on a proposal for Palestinian statehood that would recognize Israel's right to exist. His decision follows the passage of the time limit for the Hamas-led Palestinian government to accept the proposal. Hamas and other Palestinian groups failed to agree during last-minute talks. The plan calls for the creation of a Palestinian state in the West Bank and Gaza on land occupied by Israel since 1967. Hamas does not recognize Israel and is seeking a Palestinian state. The United States has released its 2006 report about selling people as slaves. The report accuses 12 countries of failing to do enough to stop this illegal sale of people known as human trafficking. 3 of the countries listed as the worst offenders are Saudi Arabia, Iran, and Syria. Others include North Korea, Laos, Burma, Uzbekistan, Sudan, and Zimbabwe. The list also includes Belize and Venezuela. Officials gave a high rating to Germany in the report. But still, the report urged German officials to do more to stop the trade of sex workers during the upcoming World Cup. The sale of sex is legal in Germany, but German officials say forced prostitution is not permitted. You are listening to the news in VOA Special English. United States National Guard soldiers have arrived in the southwestern state of Arizona to help stop people from entering the United States illegally. More than 50 members of the Utah National Guard have begun their work. Officials say they will build fences and roads. This will free other officers to perform law enforcement duties. The soldiers will work along the border for 2 weeks before returning home. The military said hundreds more National Guard soldiers will report for border duty during the month of June. Last month, President Bush announced a plan to deploy 6,000 National Guardsmen along the United States border with Mexico. Police in Chile have used water cannon and tear gas to control student demonstrators calling for educational reforms. Police broke up the protest as about 1,000 students attempted to march through the capital, Santiago. Students threw rocks at police vehicles and tried to block roads with burning trees. Last week, about 800,000 students protested to demand free public transportation and lower costs for tests. They also wanted reform of the education law created under former leader General Augusto Pinochet. Negotiations between students and the Chilean government ended Friday with no agreement. The United States has expressed concern that Somalia could become a safe place for terrorists. A State Department spokesman made the statement after Islamic military groups said they have taken control of the capital, Mogadishu. In Somalia, the chairman of Mogadishu's Islamic Courts Union declared victory over an alliance of tribal leaders. The chairman spoke in a radio broadcast. He urged people to accept the new leaders. Most of the tribal leaders are said to have fled. Somali political leaders have accused the United States of supporting the tribal leaders. United States officials have refused to confirm or deny the charge. President Bush is urging the Senate to approve a constitutional amendment that would ban marriage between two people of the same sex. Mr. Bush said marriage should not be changed by what he called activist judges. He expressed support for legislation that would officially call marriage the union between a man and a woman. Senators are to debate the proposed amendment this week. Many members of the Republican Party are expected to say that marriage is threatened. Democrats accuse Republicans of starting a debate that appeals to their supporters in an election year. Experts say the proposed amendment clearly lacks enough support to become law. The value of stock shares in the United States has fallen sharply. The Nasdaq dropped more than 2%. Earlier, the head of the American Central Bank spoke of unwelcome inflationary pressures in the economy. Federal Reserve Chairman Ben Bernanke said he is concerned that prices are increasing too fast for the economy to keep normal prices and long-term growth. And now, briefly, here again is the major news of the hour. Iraqi officials say gunmen in police clothes have kidnapped 50 workers from travel agencies in Baghdad. The European Union foreign policy chief has arrived in Iran to offer a proposal about Iran's nuclear program. And Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas says he is planning to announce a vote on a proposal for Palestinian statehood that would recognize Israel's right to exist. And that's the news in VOA Special English. From Washington, this is Jim Tedder reporting.